Yeah. I love this guy. I'm gonna take him. Dinosaur can hang out with the other guys. This guy's it's so cool because if you can help when you're chopping up and everything, you know what I mean. You could like hanging there somewhere and just find a way of keeping his light on. Or if you dropped something and you go, oh, where's the roach gone? Oh, no, it's on the end of here. Excellent. Oh, thank you very much, Sam. Thank you very much. Good on you, Jack. Blake, how you doing? Excellent. That was Mark Reynolds from Cannabis Social Club Australia. Excellent. He's just got home. He's running late. He's been running around like a mad person. Well, I don't know if you're doing it like a mad person. I do sometimes because I just like to wait. People look at me when I do it. I run around, ah! And they're all like, did you see that mad person? And they're like, yes, I did. And then I just go really calm. And just, yeah. Is there something wrong? You seem mad. Did I? Oh. Strange. How curious. Here I am rocking on my seat, forgetting that I actually had a drink in the little drink thing holder. Delicious. Hi Laura, how are you today? Sian, how are you? Guys are all trying to get me smashed. Shabby! Hey, Shabby! Oh, that's just downright lazy, my brother. You could be watching me from out here. So I just realised one of my housemates is tuned in, and I'm pretty sure he's home. That is like the epitome of lazy. I love it. It just suits me down to the ground. Okay, so... Alright, so Mark's just getting his shit together. Just reminding him not to forget the shiny opals. Because that's going to be cool. Like, Mark is actually, we're going to have a chat. It's like, obviously we're going to talk cannabis. I'm going to do a little bit of cannabis advocacy, law reform, obviously, that's what we do. But Mark's a really interesting and new kind of character. He goes up to a place out with Lightning Ridge and stuff, yeah, up in the old opal fields, right? And he goes out opal mining. And he brings back opals. I mean, that would be the whole point of going, I suppose. I mean, maybe you just enjoy the time away, and you keep going if you didn't find them, but he tends to find them. And then he brings them back and he makes them into shiny, beautiful things. So I thought we'd actually talk about his shiny, beautiful things, because opals are kind of cool. A lot of stuff about Australian opals. A lot of mysterious stuff. You know? There's a few myths. Yeah, bit myths. And there's always the excitement of what happens out in the minefields. No, that didn't sound right. Not minefields as in where there's mines. I mean, there's mines, but not the kind that go kaboom. Unless they're expanding it, in which case it would go kaboom, but in a totally different way. So we'll go back. So the minefields, no. The opal fields, where the mines are, crazy shit happens there, obviously, right? Because you get guys sneaking out there overnight with their torches, trying to steal your opals. That's no good, because you're not allowed to sleep on the mines. You see, they've got this rule out there these days, where you used to get the guys that just sort of like dig a hole, go to sleep, and you know, people come try and steal their diamonds, and they shoot them, or stab them, or shoot and stab, or stab and shoot. Sometimes both, sometimes they just bat them on the head, then shoot them, and then stab them. Well, I don't know if they really went to that kind of extreme, but they could have used any of the three, or all of combined. Depends. It could have been a really, really vigorous interaction. You know, oh, I'm going to biff you. That didn't do any good. I'll stab you. Oh, you kept going. Where's that gun? Excellent. Should have just shot you first. Dear. Oh, you little people. It's so lovely to see you. Fire stick, vessel, it's a lovely shape, cannabis, and lungs of steel. When they get together, a cloud of happiness will appear. If Elvis was a stoner, he probably was actually. I mean, like, seriously, deep fried peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Oh, I needed that. I did, honest, I did. I didn't really need it. I enjoyed it. I appreciated it. I applaud its impact upon my heart and soul. But need is something that does not come into play when one is required to talk about cannabis. Well, you say finally. It's like, I've just done like again 3 or 4 in a row, because I do one and somebody goes, oh, I've just come in, I'm packed. And, you know, I'll do another one with you. And then someone comes in and they go, I'm packed. And I go, I've just had one. I have another one. And here I am going, mein Gott. Ah, sweet as a nut. A taste of honey, tasting much sweeter than wine. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. I've always wanted a nice keyboard. I've had a few. I just never got around to actually learning how to play any of them. Then I started buying for my son. I think he got around to learning how to play on it. I don't know what he does right now. He's grown up. Oh, don't worry about it, Bailey. I never take it seriously, because life is just a blissful place. You know what I mean? Can't take things too seriously. Like, life is short, right? You've got between your first breath and your last breath. No more. The universe, chaos, karma, that can make it less. You know what I mean? Accidents. But you get this little period on this earth to appreciate some of the wonders. And I say some of the wonders because your life is not long enough to truly experience all of the wonders that this world has to offer. So I think if there was reincarnation, its entire purpose would in reality be to give you enough time to do and see everything. And that would be kind of handy, considering we seem to be wasting this life sitting in a little box, trying to earn enough money to own a bigger box before we die and get put into a really little box, rather than appreciating anything about the world in which we live, or the reason for having the opportunity to experience some of its wonders. Thank you, guys. Look, I think a lot of people trash people because they're not respectful, and I think, yeah, okay, I can understand, but at the same time, it's really hard to learn to be respectful when you don't seem to have received any respect yourself through your life. I think the way the world is tuned is to basically, if you're young, your opinions mean nothing. If you're from the wrong side of the tracks, your opinions mean nothing. And people disrespect young people all the time, purely and simply because they're young. Along comes an old fucker like me, and I just become this instant target because on the outside, I'm pretty much everything that they've been taught to think will treat them like crap. When on the inside, mate, I never grew up. I'm still you. I'm still the young guy that nobody listened to. You know what I mean? I'm the guy that was around when videos came out and tried to tell my stepfather that I knew how to operate it. You know, only to cop a backhand and be told to shut up, while he stupidly tried to work it out, because he, unlike I, didn't read the manual. Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's that whole, there's that argument, you know, nurture versus nature. You know, is it your environment? Is it who you are, where you come from, that actually decides how you will react with the world? And I just think that a lot of young people, man, the world, there's nothing really that illustrates anymore what respect is. There's nothing in the media, you know what I mean? Not even entertainment. Like like your shows. There's no real role models that you learn to respect. And there's, I don't know. I think that's a missing sort of link in society where we're losing the appreciation of what a female is. Like I had two sisters, and if I'd be young now, if I was sort of like, you know, going back to 16 and my little sisters were like, you know, 13, 14 kind of thing, holy shit, man, I'd be buying machetes, right? And just telling them, stay the fuck away from my sisters. They're not whores. Yeah, because like women have been denigrated down to this piece of meat, to the point where they're expected to behave that way. You know, like being really, really blunt and to the point. There was a time, believe it or not, when anal was almost a taboo subject. It happened, but it took a lot of convincing, and usually a lot of cheap red wine, and only after you've been with someone for ages, and there was that absolute trust thing. Now, bloody young girls are expected to, and there's no respect there. There's no like guys, they're not hooking up. That's it. They're just hooking up. There's no connection. We're separating emotion from physical. We're becoming this, you know, it's part of that whole twisting of what society is. We can't have something that's good for us like cannabis, but we can have something that's harmful for us like bourbon, cigarettes, prescription drugs which destroy the heart, the soul, and the body. Hey, how you doing, Joey? Good to see you again, brother. Yeah, so I don't know. I think that there are times when there are people that sort of like, you know, they might make some disrespectful comments towards me, but I think a lot of them, and I've seen, because I go through, like, I miss a lot of what comes through while I'm talking, obviously, because I'm talking. There's no scripts for me to follow. There's no pre-planned anything. Everything, as it rolls, it comes through unfiltered. So I miss a lot of what's going on. But every day, I go back through my whole stream, and I read through all the comments, and I actually watch them in real time, so it makes sense to what's being said to when the comments are coming through, so I can get an understanding of what you were relating to and stuff like that. And I get a fairly good understanding of a few of you, because I see comments that evolve. But as I said, yeah, you get people that'll start off being disrespectful, or because I'm not acknowledging them, they get a bit sort of toey. But within a minute or two or 10 minutes, they're still there, and their comments have changed pace and changed tone. You know, so I think that rather than make that instant jump on someone for being disrespectful, I acknowledge the fact that who knows why they've turned up here, but I'll give them a chance to hang out for 10 and just see if they want to stay, and if not, they can leave. See, there's nothing that keeps people in the streams. It's purely a voluntary participationary act. Once you come in, you can split. You can hang, you can go and come and go and come. Stop it. But nobody makes you stay in my stream. I try and be, hey, how you doing, Lincoln? I try and catch who's coming through, and I do tend to scroll back when I can, because I do appreciate the interaction. And if there's questions like, seriously, man, like, explaining who and what I am would take longer than I've probably got left to live, which is a long time. The thing is, you could pretty much ask me about, I'd say literally almost anything. Let's stay away from sort of like, you know, I know nothing about the menstrual cycle, so let's not go messing around. Okay, but no, literally anything from a sort of a religious point of view, so like spirituality, to I guess what you guys would be into is more the you know, the pharmacopoeia side of things. You know, what I've tried, how I've tried it, what the experiences were. Experiences like jumping out of an aeroplane, riding a motorcycle at very, very, very high speeds, racing dirt bikes, you know, water skiing, shooting, whatever. I mean, like, man, ancient is, there's a reason they call me that. Thank you very much, Tyrone. Holy shit, Cameron. I don't know if you realise this, but you, sir, have just given me the greatest compliment that I could ever imagine of. Well, there's two great compliments that have like, that is the second, and the other one was once somebody said to me, I'd make a great Doctor Who, right? Those, like, yours has now just made that little matching set of the most awesome things that have ever been said to me. Hey, cool, Bailey. It's awesome. Like, I was around back in the days when they had carburetors, and I used to race RM 125s, RM 80s into 125s, and then the 250 class. Yeah, way back in the 80s. I had a little Suzuki dealership sponsorship deal going down, a couple of bikes, you know, just doing the do. I used to do all right. I loved it, and I still ride bikes to this day. It's kind of my weakness. Oh no, hang on. Oh, let me just unplug you guys. I don't know. I'm going to hope the wireless will hold in while I go down and go for a walk. I don't think I can get in there without the wireless failing. But you might be able to see that one there. That's my my day ride. That's my little clubby, my little cruiser. And then over there, can't really see the sports bikes, but they're behind shit. But if I go in there, we'll lose the stream. I know there's no signal there. So yeah, I've been riding motorcycles since I was actually, fuck me, I think my first ride was when I was about 8, and spent my teen years, my early teens and so forth, racing Suzukis. Spin it around. Racing Suzukis. Oh, now Shane, that's just rude. That's like, it's a little rapey. Is it a little rapey in here, or is it just me? Yeah, cool as Bailey, and that's it, man. Like, it's Australia. Like, I was like, back then I was in the north of England, like up in the snowy lands, and that different sort of thing. I guess if I'd been in Australia, I probably would have got into it a lot earlier. My first rides were in the UK, thanks to a more affluent neighbour friend. So I got into them, and when I came to Australia, it was like this land of wide open places, and I'm like, I want a dirt bike. And the olds are like, well, you're going to pay for it. I'm like, isn't that always the way? Anyway, so I got my first one, and then the second, and then I picked up a sponsor. So then they gave me bikes, and that was pretty cool. KXs. I bought a little fucking green monster back in, oh shit, hang on. About 85 or 84 for a fuck around bike, because they were so pingy. They had the anodized barrel, and they just looked smick. You know, it was just this green little fucking terror of a thing. They were so quick. You know, I was trying to actually pick up. I'd sort of like the Suzukis weren't keeping up pace. Like Honda, the CRs were sort of like were pissing all over them. You know, and the KTXs were coming in, and what was really fucking them over was the what were the Kajivas? Do you remember when the Kajivas hit the marketplace? Like, fucking races, man. It's like, oh, there's a Kajiva in the race. Oh, okay, I'll just go home. Pack the bike up, boys. There's a Kajiva racing. There's a what? Kajiva? Oh, yeah, pack it up. Like, seriously, a 3-year-old fucking with 2 days riding experience would kill anyone on the track in the 125 class with the 125 Kajiva. He was on his third lap while people were still finishing their first. They were just that and quick. Beautiful bikes though. But yeah, no, I bought the KX because it used to just sit like it's on the back wheel and just like you could do all sorts of stuff with it. But yeah, I'd like stay where the money was, and Suzuki, even though they weren't sort of getting the results. I mean, I was doing okay, but like just once these new things were hitting the fucking field, mate, there's just nothing you could do. It's like, Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? It's like you were standing still. The thing's just boom. What was that? That's a Ducati with fucking dirt bike wheels. It's a what? It's a Ducati with dirt bike freaking wheels. What do you mean? Ducati didn't want to besmirch their brand by using it in the motocross, right? They were just killing it. Road bikes, Ducatis, like that's Mike Harwood specials, things like that. The fucking what's that? A few of them were just sort of like across the international race circuit. Ducatis were just fucking blitzing it, and they'd look to the motocross, and they're like, "Oh, we don't really want to have Ducati dirt bikes. It's not really what Ducati stands for." So one of the guys from Ducati's gone, "Well, how about I kick off another little business on the side? You guys fund me up, and I'll start using, we'll bring the technology over and we'll put it into dirt bikes." And they're like, "Well, that's a smarter move." So they come up as so they kicked off this other little company off to the side called Kajiva. Kajiva ended up becoming the fucking mate. They blitzed it. European dirt bikes. The first year they hit the track, they won everything. Every European, every fucking international fucking championship, Kajivas. Years later, Ducati got into financial problems and Kajiva bought them. How cool is that? True story. All right then. I'll have a quick sip of water, put the lid on, and I'll pack a boom, boom, boom. Here's one I smoked earlier. So, fire stick. Vessel. Microphone! As some people like to say, it's Ancient J's microphone. I'd like to give a speech. It's a bit phallic though, isn't it? When you think about it. This thing that's like bulbous at the bottom and then it's like shaft coming out. I don't know whoever came up with this design, but might be a bit gay. They're all the same. Ball sack at the bottom. I got to be honest, I've never really thought about it until just then, and now I'm not so keen on putting the thing to my mouth. Look, I'm not homophobic. I'll smoke it. Proof positive you're okay with people being gay. Oh, I smoke bongs, mate. And they're like, and? Like, mate, like, I smoke bongs. Go, well, how does that mean you're okay with gay? He says, mate, have you ever looked at a bong? It's like, I put a phallic into my lips every day. I'm okay with people being gay, mate. I don't care. They get their joy from their phallus. I get my joy from mine. Sounds like my Twitter's being a bit active at the moment. I can hear all these little beeps. If you've got Twitter, I've got Twitter, apparently. I don't know if that makes me a twit or a tweet. Or a tweeterer. Twitterer. Either way, it's real, or at real _ ancient J. Yeah. So if you've got one of them twit things, feel free to add another twit. Twitterer? Twitster. Twitty. Twitterer. How would that go? Oh, that one hit the spot. So, yes, we're going to be dual streaming from here soon into here where you are, because I like my fam. And we're also going to be in the other one, the Cannabis Social Club Australia, or the Dank Tree, run by good, like really good guys, like these guys. Older crew though. Friends, I've like, you know, they've known the Old Ancient for quite a while. This is the thing, it's, I don't know if you guys caught my little thing that got flicked up to YouTube, and it's been sort of like floating around about this little guy, Steve Short. Something about him, I don't know. Anyone that sort of blocks you on Facebook and then starts saying things about you so that you can't see what they're saying has to be someone that you have to really question, I think. So, you know, once again, I reiterate my my recommendations from yesterday. If you're a person that has Steve Short, he's from Wollongong, got a little goatee, sort of like slicked back hair, a little bit sort of like Widow Peaky, stupid smile on his face, tries to tell everyone he's a scientist. I'd just recommend, yeah, unloading, dumping, cutting, blocking, remove from your groups, your friends list, anything, anywhere. He's apparently been abusing some patients and making some accusations about some admins, sort of like selling tainted oil, things like that. I'd even heard a rumour last week or something about him saying something about me and a GoFundMe I was pushing around for Paul Lawrence. And I'm like, tosser, but I didn't, you know, like, I heard that the people had sorted him out themselves. Each like said something, and everyone sort of came out and went, "What the fuck are you talking about? It's fucking Paul Lawrence. That's fucking Jason. You fucking shut your fucking mouth." So I didn't think anything more of it. I didn't sort of think, "Oh, I'll get that prick." I didn't really, you know. Society, the community, like the same in the comments section in my streams. It self-regulates, self-polices. But then I start hearing these rumours, and then people start sending me messages, patients telling me about this guy, and I'm like, what? And then I had a look. Because, you know, saying something about me won't elicit my attention. It's not worth it. People can say shit about me all they like. It doesn't impact who I am and what I feel and what I do. But when people start saying that he's doing this or he's doing that, and you start hearing the same sort of crap happening, and this guy's involved in a lot of the different groups and so forth, and you start to sort of piece a few things together. So I took a look, and yeah, he seems to be a fairly disruptive and malicious kind of character from what I can sort of gather. So I'm just, for everyone's benefit, you know, it's like basically I did the little short warning thing now. It's up on YouTube if you want to check it out. And just, yeah, just so that people know exactly, because our community attracts these kind of people. And the thing is, in the medical side, when you come over to the patient, walk to the patient side of things, right? These are vulnerable, dying people. I get people coming to me on a weekly basis, daily basis sometimes, saying to me, "Hi, I'm dying. Can you help me?" And you've got, is it really a patient? Is it a cop? Is it just someone that wants to access some oil to get stoned? You know, and there's nothing wrong with that except coming in and pretending you're a patient to do it. Yeah, it's a little wrong if you know what I mean, because you're trying to take something from someone that is dying. So I mean, there's all these little questions and there's all these things, these hurdles that exist within our community. And then you get people like this that want to come in and take advantage of these vulnerable people, and it's very frustrating, you know. And that is why we, as a group of admins from the medical sort of things, we do tend to talk to each other. Not a lot of people realise that there is quite a lot of, you know, like interaction. You know, they'll look at friend lists, and because they don't see people in particular friend lists, they don't realise that people can still be friends in messenger groups and communicate with each other. But, you know, that's because they're not very intelligent. Well, they wouldn't be intelligent, obviously, for saying and trying to do the things that they're trying to do to the vulnerable people they're trying to do them to, if they had any intelligence, I would imagine, or morals. So, yeah, this Steve Short character, he has been brought to my attention for all the wrong reasons. And when Ancient looks down from the mountain and goes, "Hoi!" it gets that bellow sort of thing happening to it. So, yeah. Hey, Adam, how you doing? Kian, how you doing? Keenan? Dylan? Tweeter! Oh, I'm a tweeter. Thanks, brother. Sorry, that thing froze up while I was like chatting away and didn't realise. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not getting serious or intense or even depressed or anything about it, because we get these kind of characters all the time. It's unusual, but I guess because he made a point of having a crack at me apparently the other week, now that I've realised what he's doing, I've decided to take a personal interest in it, which I don't normally do. As I said, self-policing. But, yeah, no, sometimes an example has to be set. And since we're not allowed to do public executions anymore, at least not over here, this will have to do. Excellent. One banana, two banana, three banana, four, five banana, six banana, seven banana more. You guys wouldn't remember that. There used to be this really cool show called Magic Roundabout, and when you were bent, oh, kind of like Ren and Stimpy. Nothing like it, but same sort of effect for that same sort of, you know, like the different time period. It was just like, because seriously, man, like 70s kid stuff, fucking baked ass. Like, you've got to watch it. Like, before censorship laws and the way they used to watch everything, like, freaking, you know, it was just intense. So even some Play School episodes are just absolutely disgusting when you listen to what they're actually saying.